Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome back to the show. Also, Happy New Year because it is January the 5th. It is our first episode in 2026. I hope you had a beautiful New Year's and you were surrounded by people you love and did something that made your heart expand. In honor of the new year, I thought we would do a few episodes, a series on manifestation. I know this is a time of year when a lot of people are thinking about what they want for the coming year. And I think that manifestation is a topic that feels big and confusing for a lot of people. But manifestation has been around for thousands of years. The ancient yogis were doing it. And now science is proving that it's not woo woo, that it actually works. So it's pretty simple, but as we say on this show all the time, simple doesn't always mean easy. So today we're going to talk about the 3 steps of manifestation, and then in the upcoming episodes, we're going to talk about how we stay in alignment with those 3 steps. Before we do that, I want to invite you to sign up for my newsletter. The link is in the show notes. I send out a newsletter every week. It covers a different topic than we talk about on this show. It's very readable, bite-sized, easy to consume, should make you feel really good, give you something to think about. And it's another way of staying in touch with me where I can tell you guys about what I'm offering in the upcoming year. I have a lot of workshops planned, and so you'll be able to hear about those. It's also a great way to just reach me. If you have a question about the show or about something that I've been teaching, you can just reply to one of those emails and I answer them all myself. I will always reply to you. So it's a great way for us to be in contact and also a great way for you to learn more, help you grow and evolve more on this spiritual path. All right, my friends, now on to the 3 steps of manifestation. Okay, so the 3 steps to manifestation, that's what we're talking about. I first want to say that manifestation sometimes it feels confusing or can feel confusing, but it's actually pretty simple. It doesn't mean it's always easy. We talk about that a lot on this show, simple versus easy. So it is not complicated, but it does require certain things of us that as human beings can feel hard. So we're going to go through that. We're going to talk about what those things are. And in future episodes, I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you some practices to help you with those things that feel a little bit harder. Okay, so in the coming year, I want you to think about what you would like to manifest in the following 5 areas: your health, right? Physical health, mental health, spiritual health, your relationships, maybe in a partnership with your children, parents, siblings, friends, coworkers, any relationships that stand out to you, things that you would like to manifest in those relationships. It could be manifesting a person that shows up in your life or a change in a relationship that you already have. Your work. What would you like to manifest in your work? And this could be your job that you go to every day and that you get paid to perform. Or it could be the deeper work of your life. And that may be the same thing, right? It may be the job that you do every day. But it doesn't have to be, is my point. So the deeper work could be what you feel called to bring forth into the world, whether that be how you parent, what you create, how you show up. What is your work? This aligns with the concept of dharma. What is your soul's purpose? Whether you get paid for it or you don't get paid for it, and what do you want to manifest in that area? Money is our 4th category. Do you want to manifest a certain amount of money? Do you want to manifest a raise? Do you want to manifest paying off some debt, right? What do you want to manifest around money? And you don't have to have something for each one of these categories, right? Maybe you feel like your financials are fine and you're not really desiring any change there, or you love your work and you're not desiring any change there. These are categories that you can use to define what you want in 2026, what you want to manifest. It doesn't mean you have to have something in every category. Material possessions would be the 5th one. And that is, what type of material possessions you'd like to bring into your life. Maybe you want to purchase a house. Maybe you want a new car. Maybe you want a big vacation that has been out of reach for a while. Material possessions can include experiences. So, thinking about what you want to bring into your life in 2026 regarding material possessions. So, when we put our attention on something, it's very powerful. I want you to take just a moment and scan your body to see if you have any pain anywhere. If you're a midlife woman like me, you probably do in different areas of your body. So, just taking a moment maybe to close our eyes and just scan your body from head to toe, looking for any area of discomfort. And when you find it, just rest your awareness there. Just focus on it. Maybe thinking about how it feels, what it feels like. Does it have a shape, a color? It's continuing to place your attention on that area of discomfort in your body. And now bring your awareness to any part of your body that feels either good, feels relaxed, feels pain-free, or just kind of feels neutral. Does it feel like much of anything? Just placing your attention there now, investigating that area of your body with open curiosity. Now I ask, how did that shift the pain? How did that shift your experience of pain in the area of your body that you were previously focusing on? Chances are you lost track of the pain, right? It became something that was outside your field of awareness or at least significantly decreased. This is the power of our attention. And what you just did, that very brief little exercise, is something that's used in pain management clinics. Because it is so powerful, our attention is so powerful that we can change the experience of our pain simply by shifting our awareness away from it. So that's how powerful our attention is, that we can actually change our experience of life by shifting our attention. So when we combine that, we combine the power of our attention with intention. What we do is we take this energy, the energy of our attention, and we give it direction by placing an intention along with it. And we can actually create the experience of our life that we want to have simply by those two things, simply by learning where to place our attention with an intention that serves us. Okay. So I'm going to expand on that, but just keep that in mind as we move forward. How powerful that experience is of shifting our reality, shifting our actual reality by just changing where we place our attention and then having an intention behind that. So there's 3 steps to this manifestation process, and they are pretty simple. The first one is getting clear on what you want and then planting those desires into your subconscious, into your field of awareness. We can either know our desires on a surface level, meaning we know them in our brain, or we can know them on a cellular level, which means we know them in our bodies. And that's the difference between knowing something on a conscious level and knowing it on a subconscious level. The most powerful way to energize our attention and intention is to know it on a cellular level, to plant the seeds of our desires in our subconscious. And Roger Gabriel, I love this description that he gives. He's a meditation teacher, and he says, imagine throwing a stone into rough, choppy water. The stone is our desire. When we throw the stone into the choppy water, likely we don't really see any impact on the water. The stone just drops, and because the water's already so turbulent and there's so much movement, we don't see any ripple outward. We don't see any impact. Okay, that's our busy mind. When the water is very choppy and rough and turbulent, that is a mind that is very fragmented and the attention is being pulled in various directions and we're ruminating, right? That's our what we call our monkey mind. So when we place a desire or an intention into the monkey mind, we don't really see big impacts because the mind is so chaotic that it doesn't spread. The energy of that intention doesn't spread. Now imagine you are beside a still water pond and it is so still that it looks like glass. And you take that same desire, that same intention, and you throw it into the still water. What do you see? You see all those beautiful ripples outward, right? That's what placing our intention into the subconscious, into a calm mind does. It takes this desire and it plants it into our subconscious. And now, on a cellular level, we know it deeply and it infuses out into all areas of our lives, right? Spreads out in all directions. So the first part of manifesting, after deciding what you want, right? That's kind of unspoken, deciding what you want, is then to plant those desires into this calm and steady mind. And we're going to practice that in just a few moments. So you don't have to worry about doing that right now. But it's a step I think a lot of people don't talk about, and it's so vitally important that an intention needs to go into the field of infinite possibilities. And when we are in that calm state, when we're in a state of meditation, we are connected with our higher selves and with the the organizing power of the universe, right? The with consciousness, divine God, right? So when we are in that open and receptive state and we plant a desire, it's like a rocket ship, right? It sends it straight up from our bodies and minds to our higher selves, then to the universe. And the universe gets to help play with it with us, right? We co-create with the universe. We don't do this alone. Our energy and the energy of the universe, remembering back on that example that the universe is like the ocean and we're a wave of the ocean. So we don't do it alone, right? We have our own energetic imprint, but we're just part of the bigger source. And so we do it all together. But we have to get in contact because we're here on this physical plane. We want to get contact with that greater source, and we do that by calming the mind and calming the body. That's how we get access to something that is larger than ourselves. So the first step is planting that seed into our subconscious. The second step is surrendering the outcome. And this is really hard. I mean, when you deeply desire something, to then deeply desire it and take actions to bring it into your reality, and then kind of say, well, I don't really care if it comes true or not. That is hard, okay? But that is what we need to do. Because when we hold on to a desire too tightly, when we essentially strangle it because we want it so badly and we can't really see any other option, we're cutting ourselves off from the creative energy of the universe. I just mentioned we co-create with the universe. So because we have a desire that we want to manifest, doesn't mean that that desire will show up for us in exactly the way that we envisioned it. It may, it could, but it also may show up differently. So we have to leave room for that. We have to leave space for that co-creation with the universe. And it's like cutting ourselves. Well, if we can see only one way and we think there is no other option, we're not allowing the universe to work with us. It is like cutting our blood supply off, and you are strangling this desire. So the work is to have the desire, to be very clear on what it is you want and why you want it, right? Being clear on what you want, that's your attention. You're placing your focus exactly on what you want. The intention is why you want the desire. Being very clear on those things, but at the same time, accepting whatever is in the highest and best. Trusting, right? Having faith that what will come forth will be in your highest and best. Very, very, very difficult. Deepak Chopra, there's a quote I love by him about this concept. And he says, holding on to a desire too tightly is like holding your breath. You will suffocate. And the only way to get anything in the physical universe is to let go of it. Let go of it, and it will be yours. So, how do you know? How do you know if you're suffocating your desire, right? How do you know if you're not surrendering? It will feel hard. You will feel like you are swimming upstream. You will feel tense in your body. You will feel out of alignment with your soul's mission. We talked about your soul word, your soul word for 2026. It will feel out of alignment with your soul word. It will feel uncomfortable on every level, physically, emotionally, spiritually. If it feels wrong in some way or hard in some way, then you are strangling it. You are suffocating it. It doesn't mean that work isn't required. It doesn't mean that it's not going to sometimes, take effort, but the effort should feel in alignment. It shouldn't feel like you are holding on for dear life, like you are gripping and tensing. And if this outcome doesn't come in exactly the way that you have envisioned it, that you won't be okay, right? The second you think, if this doesn't happen, I'm not going to be okay, you are you are strangling it, and it's time to surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. And typically surrendering is not a one and done process. It is a recognition over and over of when you are holding on too tightly, and choosing to release, choosing to let go, choosing to be open and receptive to what is meant for you, what is in your highest and best. Okay, so we plant the seed in our subconscious. We choose to surrender over and over. Then we focus on what we desire. Now, that sounds kind of silly. You're like, of course, I'm focusing on what I desire. But this is actually a significant point where people get tripped up, and I'm going to explain in a second. So, focus on what you desire and then hold the energy of that desire. So, let me give you an example. Let's say you're experiencing pain in your knee. Rather than desiring for the pain to go away, because really now you're just focusing on the pain, your desire should be what you will experience if the pain goes away. So instead of saying, I desire, I want to manifest no pain in my left knee, you would say, I want to manifest being able to run, being able to jump, being able to dance, being able to hike, right? What will happen in your life as a result, as an outcome of not having pain in your knee? What do you really want, right? Because you don't just want the pain in your knee to go away. You want it to go away so that you can do the following things, right? Even if it's simply I want to feel comfortable in my body. right? It doesn't even have to be a particular action. It could just be, I want to be comfortable in my body. That's the desire. Okay. So, really shifting your awareness away from what you don't want and focusing on what you do want. And then once you realize what it is you do want, so this example of I desire, let's just say, to feel comfortable in my body. Well, what does that feel like? Right? What do you feel relaxed? Do you feel happy, joyful? Do you feel free, right? Like you are free from the pain, you're free to do the things that you enjoy. What is it that the feel, what does that feel like to feel good in your body or for your knee to feel normal and healthy? And that is the energy you want to live in, right? So we can sometimes have a desire like the desire to be able to feel healthy in our bodies. But then when we walk around all day thinking, oh, this pain in my knee, it hurts so bad. When will it go away? It's like driving me crazy. I can't do anything that I want. That's not holding the energy, right? That's not the holding the energy of feeling good, of feeling free, um of feeling relaxed, right? That's not the energy we're holding. We are saying that's what we desire, but the what we're actually putting out is this all these other energetic imprints that are exactly the opposite of what we do want. So it is not only getting really crystal clear on what you desire, but also living in the energy of the thing that you desire. Okay, so those are our three steps. Plant, decide what you want, plan it in your subconscious, surrender to the outcome, focus on what you desire, not what you don't desire, and hold the energy of that. Okay, so let's practice together. Let's do a little meditation. We're going to work on planting these seeds in our subconscious. So if you are someplace where you can relax and focus and do this meditation, beautiful. If you are anywhere that is going, it's going to be dangerous for you to do this, please pause and come back to it when you can be safe to do this. So just take a few moments here, find yourself a comfortable place to sit or lay down, and we will get started. Okay. So wherever you are, I invite you to either close your eyes or just take a hazy gaze on the floor. We're just going to come to our bodies here, just feeling our bodies supported by whatever is beneath us. Maybe listening to the sounds in the room around you. And then bringing your awareness back into your body and feeling your breath. Maybe feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Maybe the expansion and contraction of your belly. Just staying with the breath and being curious about it. What does it feel like today? Is it smooth or rough? Deep or shallow? Fast or slow? No need to make judgments or have any commentary on those answers. Just watching with curiosity. And now ask yourself, what do I want materially? My home, my personal possessions. Is there something I deeply desire? And as you listen for this answer, just placing your awareness on your heart center in the center of your chest. Imagine breathing in and out of that space. Just listening for any answers that arise. Releasing that question. Now ask yourself, what do I want for my relationships? Family, loved ones, coworkers. What do I want for my relationships? Again, just allowing answers to arise. No expectations, no judgments. Just seeing what floats to the surface. Releasing that question. Asking yourself now, what do I want for my health? How do I want my mind and body to feel? Once again, releasing that question. Now asking yourself, what do I want my work to be? Not necessarily your job, but your work. What do I want to bring to the world? And now we'll ask one final question. What do I want for the world? How do I want to see the world change over the coming year? Now releasing all of those desires and intentions. Allow the breath to carry them into the silence of the field of infinite organizing power. Coming back to your breath, back to the weight of your body as it's held by the surface beneath you. Back to the sounds in the room. And when you feel ready, blinking your eyes open gently and taking in the space around you. I invite you to journal these out. Journaling is a really powerful exercise when it comes to manifestation. Get as specific as possible. Get clear on what you really want. And then each day, take a moment, maybe first thing in the morning or right before bed, to read through them, to read through your desires and to feel the feelings that you would feel if they came true. Enjoy it, have fun with it, play with it. This is a really fun exercise if you can do that surrendering piece, right? If you can trust, trust in the universe. Because if you get clear on what you want and you plant those seeds and you take the necessary steps and you surrender the outcome, then the universe has the ability to transform them into physical reality. All right. I hope these three steps were helpful. Like I said, over the coming weeks, I will bring you a few more tools to help you on this journey. One of the hardest parts of this process is to be aware of when you are not holding the energy of your desire, right? When you've slipped back into focusing more on what you don't want and feeling the energy of what you don't want versus focusing on what you do want and holding that energy. That can be a little challenging because we get habituated, right? If there's something we want to bring, we want to manifest, and it's been going on for a while, and we haven't been able to bring it into our lives. We've really habituated ourselves to thinking about the lack of it, right? Instead of the abundance of our desire. And that takes a little bit of energy work, a little bit of awareness. And there are some great tools that can help with that. So we will talk about that in future weeks. This week, I think just get really clear on what you want. Come back, do this meditation again, spend some time journaling. Be aware of what you don't desire, right? Because that really gets us clear on what we do. So when you have an experience that is something that you don't desire, something that you don't enjoy, that you wouldn't choose, that's your moment. Instead of being frustrated by that experience, that's your moment to actually be grateful that you're having this experience because it is helping you to clarify what you do desire in any one of those categories that we talked about. So, really taking some time this week to get clear on those desires. And then we will come back and we will learn how to stay in the energy of those desires. All right. I hope you have a wonderful week. Happy New Year again. And if you are ready to take a deep dive into all the stuff that we talk about on this podcast, coming home to yourself, finding purpose and meaning, accessing your intuition, and living life on purpose, right? Living life where you do co-create with the universe, right? Where you are an active participant in creating the life you desire. Then book a clarity call on my website at katiefreenis.com. We will talk about how we can get you there. You have all the answers inside of you, my friend. I am just the space holder, the guide, the person who can give you some tools and practices that can carry you on your journey of trusting yourself, because that's part of this process. Part of the process that I do with women is learning for them to learn how to trust themselves. And from there, all things are possible. All right. I love you so much. Mwah. Namaste.